Welcome to Mina Public Library's 3D virtual build of animal keychains. I'm your host, Pam Carswell. So let's get started. First of all, today I am working in TinkerCAD. So if you don't already have a TinkerCAD account, I would encourage you to get one. It is free, and all you have to do is go to tinkercad.com to get started. It works just like webmail. And once you have an account established, you're going to be able to open a build plate just like this one. So the first thing when you open a build plate is you're going to get some crazy name up here, and that's okay. We get that name there so that we have our work has a way to be saved. So I'm going to just change this over here to animal keychain. All right, so there we have it. Now, over here on the right side of the screen, you're going to have where it shows basic shapes. If you click over here on those arrows and scroll down a bit, you're going to see creatures and characters. You click there, and then you scroll over to this little elephant. If you click there, then you're going to see all kinds of other animals that we can use for keychains. Any animals here that you would like to use for a keychain, I'd be more than happy to print for you. That's just fine for part of this program. I'm going to make a couple different keychains for you guys today. The first one we're going to work with is the crocodile. So here's my crocodile. And the very first thing that I'm going to do is change the color of this crocodile so it's a little easier for me to see where my keychain shapes are going to be going. So I'm going to just change it over here to this nice light green so it's a little simpler for me to see. So we have this nice crocodile. He's kind of a long, skinny shape. I think I'm going to kind of push him into being a little wider and a little wider and a little heavier, because if he's a little wider and he's a little heavier, he's going to be just a little bit simpler for me to throw a keychain loop on and make that look nice. All right, so there's a square over here, and this is going to help you move around the build plate. So if you want to just take a minute and kind of spin things around so you can kind of see. If you should ever be like, I'm not quite sure where I am, you just click over here to the home view and it'll take you right here to this view. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here to our basic shapes. And here I am in basic shapes. I'm going to scroll down and I'm just going to grab the tube. A very simple little shape, the tube, but it kind of gets the job done. Now, my crocodile is 15.54 millimeters at its highest tip, but I think over here at the tail is probably going to be a lot flatter. So my tube here at the tallest is 10 millimeters tall, so we may need to move that around as we go. Yeah, I think we're going to need to shorten that down a little bit, but that's okay. We can so do that. I think if we maybe put it down here to 6, I think that works out pretty nicely. Okay, let's just have it from the top. Okay, well that's a little off center. That's okay. We kind of want it a little off center so that we get lots of that pretty tail. I kind of think it looks fun to kind of put it off center so it looks like his tail is kind of curling around. Okay, so there I have that, and now that I've got this shape and I like where it's centered, or in this case off center, I'm just going to draw a box around my shapes. See how that kind of highlights? And then I'm going to use this tool here. It's called Group. So the computer's going to put these two shapes together, and they're going to be treated like one shape from here on out. And they've changed to the same color, so they are indeed one shape. All right, so there is our crocodile keychain, and I think he makes a nice little crocodile. So we're going to put him over here to this side. Okay, so he's a really simple one, but he's a really cute one too. All right, we're going to go back over here to creatures and characters, and let's find another animal that we'd like to make a keychain out of. Now let's see here. Maybe we do that polar bear. All right, so that polar bear is a big guy. All right, yep, definitely a big dude. All right, let's take him down to size a little bit here. So first of all, he's got to come down, and then he's got to come smaller. Okay, that's more of a keychain size. Okay, now he's not gonna be so darn big. He's overwhelming our keys. Well, raise. We can just kind of pull the print through. All right, and I'm just going to look at this from the front and see how close I am. Hey, that doesn't look so bad. The collar is going all the way around. All right, it's coming around his back. And I think I should be able to get a keychain around that. All right, so there's a keychain that we can do. It's a little thick, isn't it? Maybe we could make it a little thinner. Okay, and then now that's a little thinner, maybe we bring it over here a little bit more. Alright, let's see how that looks. Things can't print in midair though, so maybe bring it over. Okay. Alright. Okay, so there we go. There's a new keychain. I think I like that. Yep, okay. So maybe we say he's a radio-collared polar bear. All right, again, I am going to group the shapes around, and that looks nice. Okay, I'm just going to wait till that orange turns white, and I know that we've got some space. Now, I know with this particular print, we are going to need some supports, but that's okay. We knew that that was coming anyway because of the legs. And that's no problem. We can print in some supports. We'll just remove those supports when we are done printing, and we'll enjoy our print there. Okay, I think we've got time for just one more critter. Then I'm going to show you how these go onto the slicer. Okay, so let's see here. Why don't we do the frog? All right, so here is our frog, and since he's kind of a dark color, I'm going to turn him to kind of a lighter yellow so I can kind of see where loops and things are hitting. Okay, everything with him is above the build plate. I'm just kind of making sure that that is true. So with him, we could do a couple of things. We could try to put a loop like right here in his back, which I think might be the thing to do. So we're going to go back over here to basic shapes. And I think this time I'm going to use the torus. So I'm going to use this kind of donut shaped device. It looks a bit more like the frog, I think. We're going to go back to 90 degrees here and tip that thing up nice and tall. And then we're just going to walk that right up here and put that right there. Alright, now for this one I don't want this off center. I want this nicely centered. So I'm going to use the align tool, and I'm going to make sure this is in the middle of my frog and nicely in the center there. Okay, so then I'm going to look over the frog in the top. Yes, that looks nice. And then I'm going to check over here. Yeah, that looks okay. Okay, yep, and I've got just enough play there. I think I'm going to raise it up just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Just a little bit more height to that so that it's easier to get the keychain under that. Okay, so then I'm going to group that. Alright, oops, undo. It's like our polar bear didn't do a real good job grouping. Okay, our frog's all grouped. I'm going to just come back over here to our polar bear. Oops, undo. Just going to make sure that he's grouped nicely. Yep, he is. Okay. Okay, he is grouped. I don't know why that didn't turn white like it should have. Okay. Probably because we didn't turn the polar bear white. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so there are our 3 keychains. And the fun part of this is that today I'm going to show you how the slicer works. This is kind of some of the behind the scenes things that you don't always see. So when you guys turn in your files to me and I print stuff, I take your files. So if you've been in my live program, so I take your file from TinkerCAD and I export it just like this. And then I save the file. And then I go to a program called Cura. And I go here and I open the file. I go to here to downloads. And then I drop in the download that you gave me. And then I've got some work to do here. So I select your print and then I come over here to the slicer. And you know, with the crocodile, we don't need a brim. That's not necessary on the bottom. We don't need supports on the crocodile. We just need to print this, maybe in a copper, maybe in a green. I think that would look nice. I do think the infill needs to be a little higher. So I'm going to put that up to, say, 30%. Make sure that it's nice and strong. Triangles is fine as an infill pattern. We don't need any adhesion there. So, all right. So there we go. I'm going to just slice that. And this crocodile is going to take 30 minutes to print. So then I would send that to the 3D printer. So that's how the magic happens behind the scenes. I can't wait to see some of your designs.